The accident where my brother died, it's very sad chapter in my life. I was 6 years old, and my younger brother, he was 5 at the time. His name was Roberto. My uncle got out of the car because he was checking out on somebody, but let the engine running. And me being just a troublemaker, I jumped into the driver's seat and started messing around with the wheel, and ended up shifting the gears and went on reverse. As soon as my brother saw that the car was moving, he wanted to jump in because one of the doors was still open. And somehow the door hit him and he fell under the car, and the car, just killed him, ran over him. And so that really messed me up, because still today I feel those wheels going over his head. I remember seeing my brother's face destroyed, bleeding from his eyes, mouth and ears. And I was just there, full of shame, like, what have I done? I got a little older, I always had that in the corner of my head, always hunting me. There was always this voice telling me, you did it, you did it, you did it. And when I went to find comfort with my mom, she told me to my face, you killed my son. So it wasn't only the police that told me that I'd done it. My mother told me, and then when I went to talk to my father told me the same thing. My dad used to beat me up really, really bad. But I got used to it. I thought that that's what fathers do, beat kids. I never knew anything about love or teaching a child anything. It was just, do this or I'll beat you. Because I had this speech impediment, it was very difficult for me to ask for things. Sometimes I would want a piece of candy, but I didn't know how to ask. And so, because my dad always took us to his business, I would normally just raise my hand to the cash register and get money and run to the nearest store and buy me some candy. So this one time I did it, and the guy that owned the store was friends with my father, and the guy told my dad, you know what, your child came over to my store with a $100 bill to buy sneakers. My dad right there told me, if you steal again from me, I'm gonna burn your hands. I didn't think much of it. At the time I was like 5 years old. And guess what? I did it again. And he made sure I didn't forget. He burned my hands, both of my hands. My mom didn't do anything. And so when the accident happened, I knew, by then I already knew they didn't want me around. My dad treated me really, really harsh, and my mom never really, until today, I don't know how it feels to get a hug. I sometimes wonder how my life would have been if after my dad died. We were starving. We had nothing to eat. Around that time, my mom had left the country, Mexico. She wasn't sending money back, and all the people that were supposed to be family and friends when my father was around, nobody went by to check on us. Nobody knew if we had something to eat or one of us was sick. Nobody really cared about us. And so there was this time that we had nothing to eat, and my older sister, she says, "Hey, I remember this guy, the auto mechanic guy. His name was Chino. Go ask him to pay up because he owed my dad money." And me, always trying to earn a spot in my family. Yeah, I went and hit on Chino and say, "Chino, hey, Chino, pay up." I was only 8 years old. He would stare at me and laugh. He would give me 25 cents, $1, whatever he had in his pocket, he would give it to me. And so I would go visit this guy. I think I went to his house for about a year. And every time I went to this guy's house, he always gave me money. After we came to the States and I was a little older, I asked my mom, I said, "Hey, so how much money did Chino owe our dad?" I always wondered how much it was, and my mom told us that he never owed my father anything. Yeah, that was a good man. Thanks to that man, we had something to eat on our table. Sometimes what he gave me, that was the only thing we had. God bless this man. After when I got a little older, I went back to his house and I looked for him, but I didn't find him. I wanted to pay him back and say thank you. I didn't see no angel. I didn't see nobody's no blind man recovered sight. I saw stuff like that. I saw God looking after me and my siblings in very difficult moments. And still today, that still holds true. One day, my two younger sisters were invited to a church, and they came back home very happy. And they invited my mom. My mom went to the church, and she got saved. And so this one time, I gave my mom a ride to church, and I go in, and that's when I accept Jesus Christ as my Savior. The Lord really changed me, but it was a process. When I got to know the Lord, and God gave me new life, He also gave me new hopes, and He got me the family that I always wanted. I repented for my sins. He gave me a new start. I met my wife at church. God gave me 2 sons, 2 boys. An amazing family. The Lord led us to this church through our son. It's been a tough road, finding a place where we can worship and feel free. I think it's the happiest I've been in since I got married and my kids were born. And I don't plan on leaving this church ever. So I just wanna say thank you. Spasiba, gracias.